Today we're going to add a score to our game. Make sure your USB flash drive is plugged in and that you're ready to navigate to your project. You can use Windows E to launch My Computer. Navigate to your flash drive, go to Colstock, Game Dev, Platformer, and open up your Construct 2 project. Today we're going to add a new layer. So far we have two. We have a background layer and a content layer. We're going to go to the Layers tab and we're going to add a new layer called Scoreboard by clicking the plus icon. Rename the layer Scoreboard. There's one property we need to set for Scoreboard, so go to Layer, Properties, and set Parallax to 0,0. Make sure the Scoreboard layer is the one that's selected, and deselect Content and Background so we can focus in on our scoreboard. We're going to insert a new object. Select Text, and name it Scoreboard, capital S. When the crosshair appears, you're going to create it in the upper left-hand corner. Give it some size, and then we're going to set some of its properties. We're going to set the text to score, space, and we're also going to change the font to Georgia, .36. Now it's time to do some coding. In order to track our score, we're going to need a global variable. Go to your game sheet, to create global variables, we right-click in our game sheet. Go over to the margin, right-click, and add a global variable. Call it score, make sure it's a number, and use the description current score in the game. Press OK, and now you can see we have two global variables. We're going to update the event that fires at the start of our game. We're going to set the value of score to 0 at the beginning of our game. Let's add another action. We're also going to set the text of our scoreboard dynamically. Choose Set Text and enter the following: double quote, score, space, double quote, and score. What this will do, it will dynamically update our scoreboard so it always shows the current value of the score global variable. Now we're going to get fancy. We're going to add an action to our scoreboard, and we're going to use a web font to style our scoreboard. We're going to use a Google web font called Roboto Slab. Enter in the values as you see them here. Make sure you double check your game sheet. We're going to add code to the event that fires every time the alien collides with a coin. This will give us the opportunity to increase the score global variable. So we're going to add an action, a system action, to add 100 to the score variable every time an alien collides with a coin. Once again, we need to add an action to the scoreboard to dynamically set the scoreboard to the current value of the score global variable. Double quote score colon space, and then use an ampersand to output the score global variable. Double check it, click done. Make sure that you go back to layers, and let's make the other ones visible so that when we play our game, it looks good. Let's go ahead and play. As the alien collides with coins, you should see 100 added to the score each time. Collect all the coins, run into the barnacle. As you can see, our score resets to 0 every time. Let's go ahead, collect some more. As you can see, I can go all the way up 1200. Make sure everything's still working. Voila. Looking good.